this is if I know a lot of the former designers and everything watch me. I know that because I used to work with them in the past. But I'm gonna tell you, I haven't seen Hades yet. I think it's if I think I know what it looks, if I think I know what it is, then I have a rough estimate idea. I have a rough idea of what it may contain. Um, I was always a firm believer and a strong advocate for a monk type of maze. If I think they're gonna use Hades as a monk slash hell maze, that would be kick ass. I always like the idea of monk chanting music. It's always eerie when you listen to monks chant. Certain monks' chants are very Greek, Greek monks for the Greek Orthodox type of. It's kind of you know it's kind of really it's kind of scary, but I would always love when they walking in, you see the monks just chanting around, walking around, and then the flash of lightning, and you see their um, cut face left and right, or sometimes a scar right down the face. I'm a big fan if you have a sacrifice table in the front, and they're sacrificing them. Basically, the monks they're sacrificing them for Satan, because Hades is going to be all about um, hell. And so it would be kind of cool because hell is basically everything anti about Christ. So what I would love to see, probably the thoughts I have basically are really, really, really intense, and um, they really don't want to be sued by multiple churches. That's the reason. I would have a room, basically, um, like a Hellraiser room, and there's a guy. You ever seen that Jesus wept dude? He's like Jesus wept, and then the girl opens the door and he gets split in two. I would actually have a scene like that in there. Um, I would put that in the individual by itself soundstage. If I was doing it, it would be in an individual soundstage, and basically that there will be no AC in that place. There will be total heat, like around 100 to 90 degrees. It's like 90 to 100 degrees in there. You will feel hell. And basically, I like to do that, but we're going to have actors in there. So, of course, if you're wearing a lot of costumes, but really, how you can staff the house is just basically actors with their shirt off, and you just basically make their face, put some latex parts on them, and prosthetics, and that would also be wonderful to see. The monks are going to be the hottest ones. The monks are going to be wearing those robes, and wearing robe into 100 degree to 90 degree heat in there. It's not going to be fun. But they choose before they get hired for that position. Um, you're gonna be in extreme heat, basically 90 to 100 degrees. If you don't like that, we can put you somewhere else. Um, it, Hades should be the intense and be by itself, and Legendary Truth Maze should have been right next door to the Shady Brook for Psychoscarapy. So they can, match the two together, and that would have been pretty cool. Hades should have been in the individual soundstage, basically, and just make it crazy. That's all I have to say with that one. Make it crazy. The problem is it's very difficult nowadays to make something like that, and not a lot of people, it's going to be very hard to staff a house if it's 90 to 100 degrees in there. A lot of people will not accept that. Only your die-hard, hardcore haunted house scare actor would do it. And the psychological damage at the end of the whole event for a whole month would not be really good. That's why they have AC in certain those, because the psychological, basically, if you've been doing it for a month, you basically turn crazy. I have seen it. I've seen good people think they can handle it, and I have seen good people, sane individuals. Towards the end of the event, they become really insane. I'm telling you, some of the actors just completely go insane, and you usually see them come back if they liked it, um, but probably some of them just never come back. It's very difficult, and a smart designer always has to remember you have to bring your audience into the situation. Like Hades, it's going to be hot, it's going to be violent, it's going to be like hell because it's supposed to be hell. The problem is some of the design team really watch what they put in there. And really, I respect for some of them, but most of them are just a little scared about if we do this, we could get into serious amount of trouble. Well, you'll get in serious amount of trouble with paying guests who get real angry when, basically they're going to experience hell and it's freezing cold in there. It doesn't really trigger their imagination. It will trigger a lot of rip-off feelings, which I wouldn't blame them. I would feel rip-off if I walked into that Hades and it was all cold. I would be very angry. The reason why I would be angry is because they're just doing it for the scare actors inside the maze. Well, I like scare actors. I want them to have a safe working environment, but I'm here to bring the art of fear into the people. I want them to feel like they're in something. I want them to feel they're in hell. Like all the mazes. Like for Psycho Scarepy. I want them to feel like they're in the beat down, wire exposed, window breaking, the windows are broken. I would actually do a little cool tricks with electric work, short circuits overhead, dripping water from pipes. Something you really like if we had Legendary Truth, they turn the water on basically, and it's like a little dripping of pipes and everything else. So that would actually be pretty cool. But I want them to feel what they're in. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of designers that, do a good job, but they have more sympathy for the scare actors in there. When you're gonna hire people for a maze, you're gonna tell them you will have to be in transition with the house. If you can't be in transition, if you're gonna complain you're too hot, too this, too that, we don't need you in there. We'll put you in some other house or something, with not a big theme. But your big theme this year is Hades. Hades and the Horror Nights Past. But mostly Hades. That is going to be, they claim, you're going to go through the ruins of hell. Okay, Hades is basically a biblical term for hell. And so now, you're going to bring them to hell, basically. And if you're going to be too nice to these scare actors, like, we'll keep the AC on, you're screwing people who expect to go through hell. And you're basically saying F you to them, and I don't like that. If the certain scare actors can't stand it, hire new ones. There are people out there that will work in that type of situation, always guaranteed. But it seems like in the theme park business nowadays, when I left, basically, we have to think about the employees and, of course, but you got to think of themed interaction. We're not just a roller coaster park, basically, putting people on the roller coaster and just say, have a nice time. No, we have to get in tuned with the attraction. You got to talk with a, accent. So, when I first started at Universal, I started in the Back to the Future ride. And then I moved up to Arts and Development and all that. But the whole thing is, I was the safety officer. All right. I made this character inside the Institute of Future Technology. I was the safety officer. So I basically wore the heck out of that. I got that hard hat. I got the big huge coat. I had the coat. I had the walkie-talkie. I had the pants. I had the wrist watch. You know, like Doc Brown had watches up the wrist. I had every single aspect of the ride, and I talked in a different language. You know, I was basically interacting, and they loved it. People came to the park. Your pass holders came to the park just to see me, and they loved that whole little act I used to do. All right. Now the leads and the supervisors went there did not like what I was doing because basically they said, no, you must be a drone and, follow the script. But I made my own script. I made it interactive. And that's when I moved up in the ranks because I had a creative mind and I helped, do carpentry work. And sometimes I, gave them stuff and they built it, it's... So, I'm telling you, it's a great park, good people, but if you're going to hire scare actors for a maze and you're going to say they're going to go through hell or the gates of ruin, the gates of hell, the gates of ruin, whatever, you must anticipate. Hell is hot. It's going to be hot in there. If you're going to make it cold, it's going to be a ripoff, okay? Pure and simple. And now people are just going to give me one thumb down or 1 star. I can care less what they do. You know why I don't care what they do? Because most of them are kids that basically are like, let me see, Adrian back in the days when he wanted disco dancing zombies continuously. Okay, that gets very old, ladies and gentlemen. I am really worried about Zombie Graw and Zombiegeddon. I am so worried about those two. Zombie Graw and then Zombiegeddon. Oh, Zombiegeddon. Oh man, that's gonna. I fear. Okay, I fear what's gonna be in there. I hope they did a good job. I'm not gonna judge it right now. You will hear me right after Friday night. After I get home, I'll take my little dog out so she can go pee and poop. And I am going to spill the beans. And I'll spill the beans. But I'm going to try to not do any spoilers. But I'm going to give a technical aspect of everything. Because they have to know. And I know they watch me. I know a group of the designers actually watch me. And get ideas off my head. So... the orphanage looks pretty good, but anything in that boathouse of Jaws really, you gotta do a lot of work, Camp Crystal Lake, that was the best one, actually, in that. There was others, but I like the Crystal Lake one. I just can't name them all. There's so many of them. But, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I hope, to see you guys there. If you want to hang out, I'll be with another friend. I bet I'm be seeing like 4 people there already. So if you want to hang out, go through the mazes with my friends and I, yeah, just if you see me in the park, give me a nice wave or something. But you're always welcome to join my group if you ever see me. So I'm gonna leave this to you, and I hope everyone could understand. This is gonna be a fun year, and I'm gonna be strict, and I'm gonna tell you what I think and about the mazes. I'm a real tough judge. All right. If I see one little aspect of the maze off, or what I think should be there, I'm gonna say something. So maybe then they can write it down, and then next year, they can, probably next year, they've been sinking a lot of money in this year, so, anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. It's almost 15 minutes. Talk to you later.